Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Them Boys Watch Footy. It's your boy E, PJ, and Waj. We are here new Monday, first Monday of May. How's everybody doing?
All good over here, man. Yeah, first Monday of May. It's a new month, almost the end of the season. So it's that tumultuous time.
Yeah, it's squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex Ferguson used to coin back
Yeah.
in the day. Peach, what's been going on, Bess? How you doing?
What's good, man? I mean, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so still recovering. So I might need some updates from you guys on what happened in the footy world. I followed a lot of the U.S. players as usual, but some of the big league stuff I might need you to catch me up because it was a long day that involved alcohol.
Yeah, for sure. It was a long
Excited to
weekend.
hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to thank everybody for giving us a listen on all platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, just give us a like and subscribe wherever you're listening to. Want to give some shout outs to people over in South Africa, over in Belgium. We got people downloading us over in different parts of Canada. So, yeah, wherever you can get our info, just keep trying to share the word, spread the love of Them Boys Watch Footy, you know? So to start off, wanted to go with something that just happened probably 5 hours ago.
Ooh,
The
new tea.
destruction of Manchester United.
Ooh,
Yeah, they just got their asses whipped.
man, that's an understatement.
Yeah,
Like that was some Dick Dastardly stuff. That was just like some it was a whitewashing. It was just a walloping.
yeah,
It
it was
was
ridiculous.
they got bamboo. These fans, these Man U fans, have been bamboozled. They've
Yeah,
been hoodwinked. You know, there's no glory left.
yeah, they just lost to Crystal Palace. Michael Elise, a really big recruiting person for Crystal Palace. Don't know where he's going to play next season, but that man is a baller. He got the double over them today, two other goals. Yeah, it was just a complete shellacking. I don't know what's going on with their squad, but yeah, their banter era is looking full fledged and it's not going to stop. I don't see. They've had some really good starlets in Kobe Mainu and Garnacho, but then they are just it's in complete disarray. They have new owners taking over, a new director of football coming in, and I still don't think there's a light at the end of the tunnel for them. So,
So do you think Ten Hag should stay or go?
well, if I was him, if I'm getting courted by Bayern Munich right now because nobody wants the Bayern Munich job for some reason,
Hmm.
I would go. I would just go.
Hmm.
Manchester United has not been. They don't look good right now. Like his style of play is. It's not conducive for that team. They have really big highs and then
Yeah,
it's just super lows. Like today, like that squad was just not competitive. So
Cousin was all over the place. I mean,
it
if
was the most dribbles passed ever
mm,
by center defensive mid in Premier League history. Their team got to dribble past him 8 times today. It was that man was slipping and sliding in that ring. It was bad. He was on the bum. I don't know how Real Madrid got $70 million for that man.
Hmm.
at 30, don't
I
forget,
yeah,
on a
just
5-year contract.
that it just doesn't make sense to me. Like they knew and Manchester United like take some Real Madrid scraps. It worked. It didn't work for him before with Varane, and yeah, they've whisked twice now with Real Madrid former players, and they're just not working out up there. So their next matchup is against our squad, Arsenal. So hopefully they don't find form against us, but you never know. Arsenal, I don't think we've had a win against them at the Old Trafford, the Theater of
It,
Dreams, in how long?
it's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute, and I think this would be a great game. This would be a great match to watch either way. Two giants battling out two arch rivals. But I mean, I hope that we smash them to bits.
Yeah.
But just to also solidify the fact that this is like it's a new time for Man U too. Like, and they've got to pull themselves out of the dirt. It's going to take a minute. I think so many of them. I mean, so many of my Man U friends are silent today. I checked in, you know, a few little gifts here, little memes there, silence.
Yeah,
So
it's been tough to watch. Like I knew Arsenal's banter era was bad, but this just feels bad to like be a part of. So, but you never know. Next game is a new day, so
yes, indeed.
really, really hopeful that it's not against us. And then wanted to bring it up to MLS. We had a really good weekend of MLS this past. Messi just kind of killed and stole the show. He had how many contributions, TJ?
Yeah, he had a great game, and Miami's just. I mean, it's really incredible because they were in last place all of last season, and now they are in first place. Granted, injuries could happen, and they're a little top heavy, but in any sport in any league to go from first to last in a season, I mean, even I know it's still early, is well, I mean, I would say it's incredible. They just spent a lot of money, but still very impressive. And yeah, I mean they're at the top of the league right now. We'll see what happens as the season goes along. I mean, barring any major injuries, they should compete for a lot of trophies. I think an interesting test for them will be obviously the MLS playoffs, but how they could fare against like the top teams in Mexico because that's the one area where the MLS has kind of struggled against the Mexican teams in CACAF Champions League.
Well, recently, I mean, just to give a quick bow to talking about Inter Miami just beat the New York Red Bulls 6-2. And Messi had 4 goal contributions, 3 assists, 1 goal. Man was on a mission to just keep killing it. But to go to your point about the CONCACAF Champions Cup, it was actually the Columbus Crew actually did really well against a team out in Monterrey. The Columbus
Yeah,
Crew actually ended up winning 3-1 in that second leg, so they won 5-2 on aggregate in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which is a huge showing. Monterrey is
they're a
one of
good
the
team.
top 3 squads in Mexico,
Mhm.
and they
Yep.
usually go pretty far in the competition. So seeing that and the way that they kind of styled on them as well, like Columbus is really starting to get up there right now. So
Yeah, no, they've a good team. Obviously, they had a great year last year as well, and yeah, be cool to see if they can make a run because I think only one team from the MLS in the last 10 years, it was the Sounders a couple of years ago, has ever won the competition. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm an MLS fan. I don't have a team, just like in Europe. I don't have a team either. I'm homeless basically, so I just root for the league. So whatever
yeah,
MLS team is around, I'm like, let's go.
uh,
Is there any team in particular you want to win this season?
Do I want to win? You
Yeah.
know, this is going to sound extremely bizarre, but I actually, and this is like so anti sports in general, but I actually root for the big teams just because I think it's good for the league. Everyone wants an underdog story, but I'm like kind of rooting for Inter Miami because I
You're
don't know.
like, bless that underdog story for the champions.
Um, uh, it just makes the league more interesting when Messi's doing well. I mean, it is a story if he's doing poorly too, but overall, I think it's better for the league because I'm kind of a fan of the league and don't have a team like he's got his
Mhm.
Rapids jersey on, but I got my American Outlaws side. This is my only team.
no.
Man, don't get it twisted. I'm wearing my Wakanda jersey. This
Oh,
this
I
team.
like that. I thought that was like the German like all black jersey for a second.
Oh no,
That's a Deutsche-
Wakanda FC, baby.
Okay.
If only we could have PJ really wants to talk about his team that he wants to assemble down in North Carolina as well. So we can get to that in a future episode, or we can do it even short on that. But to
Great.
give a quick
North
bow
Carolina.
on the CONCACAF Champions Cup, Pachuca, they actually beat Club America 2-1. So they went on. So right now, Pachuca and Columbus Crew are going to be playing against each other in the final June 1st. So that'll be a really nice showing. It'll hopefully MLS can get another team to win the top prize over in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. That just continues to build more. And then as well, the Club World Cup is coming to the U.S. It'd be
Fine.
really cool if we have some
Mm.
representation like that as well. So
Yeah, that's something that we should probably discuss soon because I'm really excited for that because they expanded the format. There was only, I believe, 8 teams or 7 teams before, and now they're expanding the field to, I believe, 32. So we might see multiple MLS teams. I'm not exactly sure. So
hmm.
really exciting. A lot of good stuff happening in this country over the next 3 years.
Yeah, Manchester City, they won the Club World Cup the last time. So we'll see who's going to be
Your rivals.
going on. Yeah, they're just a well oiled machine
Yeah.
of amazing money, but also they have
Well-oiled
two
machine.
squads. They can, yeah, well oiled. They have two squads that they can choose from. So we can always debate on if it's good or not for football in general. But right now, just you got to trust what Pep does. He's one of the top two coaches in the world. Some will say number one. Right now, I'm right
Mm,
at Ancelotti just because his longevity. He's been
Hmm.
at Real Madrid for as long as he has. He's beaten Pep multiple times in Champions League. He's won in every country that he's been a coach in. So we'll see how like
and for the
this.
U.S.,
Yeah, that would be pretty
I
dope.
can
I
dream,
think.
right? I'm allowed to
Could you
dream.
imagine?
Yeah,
I'm allowed to dream.
we're still trying to
Uh,
dream on different new coaches, but Burrow Halter, he's here. We got a deal.
Now,
Man, could you imagine if Pep just like decided like new challenge USA, make them world champions, and within like 8 years he actually did it, and like, yo, honestly, I could actually see it happening only if it was Pep and you actually gave him like enough time,
To actually
to
do the
actually
work.
do it.
Yeah, 2 World Cup cycles. That'd be something. My
If it
main
came to
thing.
I
tomorrow,
agree.
I'd be like, all right, well, I've legit said USA was never going to win in my lifetime. I'd be like, well, but Pep is here now, so never mind.
Exactly.
We
Oh
would
yeah.
do
And then
somersaults.
I mean, knowing that he's here, knowing that we will have a system that's unbreakable on club level and then as well on world level, it just gives hope. And as an Arsenal fan, it's the hope that kills. So that's something
Oh
that is
man,
always in my mind when seeing great things happen.
I know we're jumping around a lot here, but I mean, you guys, I knew you were going to start out with the EPL because Arsenal, I believe, is in first place now. I think you like indirectly kind of wanted to shine some light on that.
Oh, sure, but and then finally wanted to give a really big nod to the Colorado Rapids. We did win in New York City, defeating NYCFC 2-0. So yeah, still giving some love to my old squad.
Yeah, one of the reasons I
I don't
like
even
their
know what that
loss
is.
is because the Rapids are having a decent season, and I don't know if I could name a single player on their team. They definitely haven't signed anyone who you know casual fans would know, and they're still competitive, and that's one thing that's good about the league. Yeah, they're having a not spending a
Casual
ton of money,
fans
but
will
having a
definitely
decent season.
know. Very true. Casual fans will definitely know Zach Steffen though. He went over to Manchester City and he was
Facts.
supposed
I
to be
forgot
our
about
next
it.
big goalkeeper. And he kind of just flamed out and didn't really get any time even when he went on loan. Yeah, he's killing it for the Rapids right now. So,
Congrats, your teams are
all
Go
doing
right.
well.
Rapids. I just had to throw that in. I was like, all right. Like, wow, I need to really educate myself on
You gotta
on the
get
MLS more. I
you
was
gotta
like,
get some MLS flair in there, man.
oh man, yeah, it's probably have to be like Atlanta or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Atlanta's got a
You'll
good story. I can dive into that for all day, but let's keep it moving. Yeah, let's move on to ease bets. So
Ooh.
did not do well last week. Again,
Oh,
Champions League is the worst bugaboo of my life right now. Every time I've done a Champions League bet on here or by myself, it has been awful. Lost both bets in Champions League last week, lost all my bets a few weeks ago, but we're pushing forward. So, what I am going to say, and I'm still going for, is a PSG win. PSG is going to win 2-0, and they're going to move on to the final. and I'm going Real Madrid is going to win, and they're going to the final on Wednesday. So that is my ease bets guarantee. That's what I'm rocking
Guarantee.
with. This is what I'm
Guarantee.
going with.
Mm.
I gotta
Or money back.
standing on business right now.
What? How did
Standing
you
on
do
business.
last week? For like from what you? How many bets did you make, and how many did you get right, and how many did you get wrong?
Last week we had the Real Madrid versus Dortmund matchup, and that was I had it PSG winning. They did not win. I had it over 2.5 goals. It was 3-2, and Dortmund won that matchup 1-0.
I was so close, and Rodrigo,
Mm.
at the last minute, he cut my feet out, and I had everything else for that bet. I was good to go,
Mm.
but he just couldn't hit a shot on target.
Yeah, it's tough,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm rocking with. PSG and Real Madrid for the final.
Okay.
Elijah, you got anything?
Yes, I do, Eric. Thank you for asking. So yeah, PSG Dortmund, that's gonna be a fun one. I predict at least 1.5, but PSG to take it 2-1. And then yeah, so I don't know. Let me marinate on that for a second, because even if Dortmund scores, so I could see it actually going to 2-1, and then maybe even going extra time and possibly even penalties.
Mm.
For Real Madrid, yeah, Real Madrid Bayern, I see Madrid taking that one.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be back. It's gonna be on hometown for them at the Bernabeu. So I just think from the performance they showed last week to Bayern, who their squad is getting tired still, and I mean they're still gonna give it their all, and we still got Kane up front,
Mm-hmm.
having a killer year. But I don't know. I just think Real Madrid is just going to take it at the end of the day. So I just want to put a straight win on that one.
I mean, the hardest part is Bayern have been there before, even without Kane. Their team is just battle tested. But
Yeah, they just experienced for days.
yeah, but I just feel as though Real Madrid versus PSG is the perfect story. It's the perfect part of the script, and I got to stand on business for that script.
especially with the Mbappe move, it'll be perfect. It'll be the perfect way to cap it off for this season and go into 2024 season anew.
Completely agree there. So yeah, those are our bets. That's what we're standing on this week. Champions League, please don't fail me 3 times in a row.
Well, I was talking to some of our executive producers. They said if you don't get at least up to 50% on your bets, we might have to cancel the segment. So you need to do good.
Oh, we're not losing the segment. We are always going to keep betting on black, and that's how we're rocking, baby. All right,
I'll
so
take.
See how we
our
do this
main
week.
topic.
See how we do this week.
Yeah.
Please check in on us on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah.
See if he has a bottle of tequila near him or not.
Well, yeah, our main topic today is it was a big weekend of hate. Like I don't know wherever you're listening over in the U.S. Even though it was spilled out, it was Kendrick Lamar versus Drake all weekend long.
Fantastic.
It was diss battles on diss battles on diss battles. It was false information versus false information. It was just a lot of hate. As PJ and I joke about, the player haters ball, one of the greatest Dave Chappelle skits of all time.
All time.
I don't know how you can hate somebody as much as what we saw this past weekend, but that's what we want to dive into right now. We want to see what the craziest hateful. Yeah, there's a lot of player hates. Like, we got to see what are the top player hates of all time. So my first is going to be a generational hate. This past weekend, Roy Keane doubled down on some comments that he made about Erling Haaland, the striker for Manchester City. Roy Keane famously played for Manchester United, won a few championships with them over the Premier League. But Erling Haaland's dad, Alfie, he played for Leeds, and there was a fateful match where Roy Keane decided to kick him in his knee, and that man just toppled down, and it broke his leg, and that man was never the same. His entire career was completely different after that. 2 decades later, Erling Haaland is just a tall machine. That man just knows how to just kill it.
Human cheat code.
Yeah, it's just not even fair.
FIFA
Like the
player.
man
A
is
FIFA
just
player.
tall. He's just huge. So Roy Keane, he had said a few weeks ago in the Champions League lost to Real Madrid. He said that Erling Haaland was what did he call him? A League Two player. So League
Yeah.
Two is the third division. No, that's the fourth division.
Yeah, it's fourth.
That's fourth
Championship,
division
League
of
One, League Two.
English soccer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a hateful comment right there. But then he doubled down this past weekend, and Erling Haaland was like, "Hold my beer." He scores 4 goals. He just goes off. So that is my hater relationship of the week. I just love the generational hate with that. Like that is something that just transcends football. Like that, Erling Haaland said, "Hold my beer," and just like that man just needs to shut up, watch me play because I'm playing now.
He
Like
just said, I don't even have anything to say. He's like, I don't even care.
yeah,
Because I'm just gonna go score goals and do what I want to do. And you
just
know that
gotta
was
do what he
just
gotta do.
that big middle finger up to big man Roy Keane. And look, Roy's always been a curmudgeon. He's always been like that. But
Come on,
I was like, man, you really just gonna diss Erling Haaland like that? Like you said, he was lazy.
Yeah,
Come on, man. The man hasn't scored in 2 games, and
And
people
he's
lose their minds.
and he's still the Golden Boot. Like he's still leading the league in goals right now for the Golden Boot. So I don't
Like
know what he was thinking. I don't know if he was trying to put a fire under him, but he has no place to talk. And that's my hate segment. That's something that I saw. But Waj, Peach, you guys
hate,
jump in.
hate.
Exactly.
I was. I haven't seen it, but I read a lot of the funny stuff about the Tom Brady roast, and I heard it was actually really good. So I was wondering who you think would be like a really funny soccer player who'd be like a good person that would translate well to like because Messi doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't. Maybe he would just like come be like Bill Belichick and like his personality would come out. But who would you like to see roasted in the soccer world if we're on the topic of hating?
First would be Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's too easy of a target because he's
Exactly.
so
There's
popular.
just so much.
Yeah.
There's so much. I
Ronaldo-
feel like and he would sit there, he wouldn't be happy about it at all, but you can't tell what that face of his. So he'd just be like,
But that's
just
also
looking
the
the whole
problem.
time.
Like
That was a good impression.
Tom Brady
Thank you,
lends
thank you.
himself to being like he has an All American like guy next door persona right now. Ronaldo does not. That man has worked his way up to be an icon, and
Yeah.
he don't want to get down. Even if he does not want to get down, and I'm not seeing him get down. So, it's
the
good.
roast would be so good though.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, if
Ronaldo
not
would be-
Ronaldo, Aubameyang.
Obama.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let him with like Mario Balotelli.
Oh, Balotelli. That's a really good one.
Actually, I want to put all my money behind Balotelli. Just a massive man. What a brilliant player. He plays out too often.
I think right now, yeah, but he's still a beast. Like he's still rocking. Ooh, another good one. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh,
I think he would be
Zlatan
perfect
would be
for a
fantastic.
roast. I think that lends him
He's
to
like
the
the only
roast
player I don't
factor.
really like.
Oh, really? I love the fact that he can even play into the God persona, like Zlatan is God, or he puts himself in third person. So I think he would be pretty strong to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd have a witty comeback.
Zlatan would be dope. Or you could do something if you want to go back a little bit. Do someone like one of the goats, Eric Cantona.
Yeah, he's he did not like being told what to do. I think there was that famous story. He was in a music video and he wouldn't take anything from the lead singer at all.
I mean, he's completely leaned into that persona now.
Well, yeah,
and he's making the bank off of it. So good for him.
yeah. Liam Gallagher once he had a music video with Eric Cantona, and Eric Cantona would not accept money for lodging. He would not accept money for travel. Yeah, you asked, so I just come. You're just like, oh, okay, cool. You're
Like,
in
hey
my
guys,
music video. Thank you.
Eric Cantona's coming over.
I mean, another legendary hated rivalry outside of just players. We could go obviously with the GOAT conversation between Ronaldo and Messi. Um, because they got to play against each other, it was real respect. There wasn't any like actual hate moments. It's only been the fandom that has really gotten into the hate space. So I can't really
Yeah.
qualify that as a hate relationship. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Argentina, you have River Plate versus Boca Juniors. That's a really hate-filled relationship right
I'd
there.
love to
So
go
we'll see how
do
that.
that in person.
Yeah, that would be a
I've been to
dream
the
matchup
stadium, but I
for
didn't go to a game. I
Hmm.
did a tour. It's sick.
yeah, in Argentina. Yeah, that
Well,
would be a pretty
they say
awesome experience
USA
to go.
Mexico is
The stadium
one
is
of the top
60,000.
rivalries in the
So
world. That's
I think this is the time that we can dive into that because I still don't think
good.
so. I remember
Yeah,
we
I'm like,
brought this
really?
up.
Nah.
I remember bringing that up in our first episode, and I was just like, we can move on. But yeah, we got some time right now. Like, why do you think that is a top rivalry in the world?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I've heard other people on other podcasts debate it on where it stands, and it's interesting because they're not two of the biggest clubs in the world, but it's generally accepted by the international community that is one of the biggest rivalries in football because of how often they play each other, and then like the socio-political aspect behind it. Where would you guys rank that? In terms of, let's just do international football, keep it simple. Would you say it's a top five international rivalry in the world?
No, I wouldn't even put it top 10.
I would give it top 10. I would not give it top five.
Give me five right
Most
now.
of the European battles, uh,
England,
Brazil.
Germany,
Okay, England, Germany,
Brazil,
Brazil,
Argentina.
Brazil, Argentina. Yeah. I would go.
Italy, England.
That's a good one.
Right.
I would go. Nigeria versus Ghana is high.
Ooh, that
That's a
one's
good one.
hot.
Sneaky pick.
Um,
Those are
Yeah.
some good
And
picks.
I would give it top 10.
Then like Germany, Netherlands, Japan, South Korea. Um, of course, you got to do like England, Scotland, but that one isn't. I mean, that's more so like rugby. now,
One-sided.
but yeah, it's actually. I mean, it's funny because yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it gets rated. USA, Mexico is one of the top, but I just never think of it
I'm
as one
gonna.
of those personally.
You guys are gonna think I'm insane, but
But it makes sense.
I would rank it number two in the world after Brazil and Argentina. And the reason is partially, and the reason that gets number one is because while the domestic leagues are popular in these countries, in the Americas, the best leagues are in Europe. So a lot of the fans are also big fans of their club teams. So I would, I wouldn't say I would argue. I would say definitely the stadium inside is more intense for a USA Mexico game than for Italy, England. I mean, people, it can't get more intense than yellow cards, red cards, people throwing stuff on the field, people screaming bad things. I haven't been to the games, but it looks 10 out of 10 insane, like borderline battlefield. And it's definitely on my bucket list. So just some,
Let's go. Let's pack some bags. Yeah, let's go find a lovely USA Mexico game.
Well, this summer we got a chance, possibly. So
I don't know how the brackets play out, but it'd be nice.
that'd be nice. It'd be nice. I don't think that'll probably, especially because I said last week I was going with Jamaica to come out of that group. So
I like Jamaica.
I still don't give love to Mexico right now. That's why I don't think that rivalry is as high because U.S. has just been beaten down on them, and even before, like we got further than them in the World Cup. So
Yeah.
But I think for that type of rivalry, it obviously has to go back to many years before when football or soccer, as you guys like to call it, wasn't wasn't really taken seriously here in the
Yeah,
States, and so Mexico was beating down on the States for years
correct,
and years and years. So
correct.
finally, was it the turn of the millennium? It
Yep,
was around 2000, around
you're
give it
100
around
percent
that
correct.
2002, right? But like the USA actually like got their shit together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did get their stuff together,
Yeah.
but
So
I mean, it wasn't really getting it together. We went through so many A/B tests of coaches and
yeah,
coaching
yeah,
styles, and
and culture.
We got
yeah,
better.
like we had no culture
We
for
got better.
a
Is
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so uh,
All right, we'll put it on the list.
yeah, we can put
That's
it
where
I
we're
want
on.
to hear what you
going.
guys think.
Catch us this
Leave in the
summer.
comments what you think is bigger. If I'm insane that I have it ranked that high, or what you guys think for international football, not for club football, because that's different. What you guys might think are potential bigger rivalries.
Yes,
Yeah.
please tell us if you think PJ is crazy or not.
I am crazy. Let's see if I'm crazy for this.
Yeah, want to thank everybody again for giving us a watch. Again, give us a like and a subscribe wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening. So yeah, to round this up, want to get back to our celeb and footy watch. One really big story for me is the Oakland Roots. So they're a USL team, and they're starting to get a bunch of new owners. So similar to last week where we were going to Club
Oakland
Necaxa and
Roots.
just get yeah, Oakland Roots. They're the USL
Who?
team that's coming up.
They're coming
So
up. What do you mean? They're like
they, they're a USL team, and before they actually had an actual chance, they had a bid to join the MLS. So
Oh.
we're still seeing if they're going to continue to grow, but right now they have new ownership with Marshawn Lynch, G Easy, Jason Kidd, Sean Livingston. Uh,
What?
yeah, it is a kind of Gary Payton Jr. And a bunch more.
outlandish.
So
Beast mode.
a lot of celebs, a lot of celebs are starting to really get invested in these teams. Like you have one singular owner, but a lot of people are finally looking at footy and just like, oh, this is a great place for us to really start putting our money into.
That's honestly so amazing because, like, you would. I think there's no other sport where, I mean, obviously you have to be rich, but where people can invest so easily, right? You can't really do that with so many other leagues and so many other sports. But just to see what especially what Americans are pushing to do this in other countries as well as in our own backyard is amazing. So yeah, good for those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
now what does an Oakland Roots jersey look like?
Oh,
When do
their
we get one of
jerseys,
those?
those
Roots?
jerseys are fire,
What is a
man.
root?
Yeah,
Like in the
Oakland
ground or
Roots.
That like that's.
I'm just looking at these jerseys right now. These jerseys do look fire.
Yeah, the jerseys are fire.
Okay. Let me give me some Oakland Roots gear.
Yeah, I mean, if I was from Oakland, sure, but right now, like
I
those
visited
jerseys,
enough.
I don't go to Oakland enough, so I can't say anything. I've
We're
only been to
localized
Oakland,
flag.
Oakland twice in my life, so
That is the most that sounds like a fake name,
Hmm?
but okay. People are buying into it.
why is it a fake?
The Oakland Roots.
Yeah, it's a worthy cause. Like it's grassroots. It's the jersey is a mosaic. So they they got
That's dope.
some really good different things going for them, and they're over in the USL. So still a chance to win in the US Open Cup. So maybe see them in a CONCACAF Champions League spot. Who knows?
Yeah. In terms of current stuff, not too much, but I kind of wanted to build on what Eric was talking about. There's so many celebrities, not just with the Oakland Roots, that are investing in the MLS. Like you saw Drew Carey early on when the Crew were good, and then you see Will Ferrell. He was like going crazy at the LAFC game when they won the championship. Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey's there beating the drum for Austin FC. So at first, I just thought it was a low barrier to entry because MLS is cheaper than other major leagues, and while celebrities are rich, they're not all billionaires. So I thought it was affordable, but now that teams are worth over 500 million starting out, it's like a real thing, and I think it'll continue to grow the league. I don't know if it's just like a hipster thing, like, oh, we're going to do something different, or they're genuinely passionate. But I'd love to see it. It's cool. I wish the Revolution, that my hometown team had like interesting people at their games, but they don't. They're boring. Does anyone interesting ever show up at the Rapids games? E? Does anyone interesting ever show up at the Rapids games? Do they have any like celebrity owners or anything?
I know. I mean, that is owned by the Cronkies, so that is
Right.
actually further than the
They're just rich.
celebs. Yeah, that, that is the furthest from celebs. So
Facts.
nobody interesting I've seen. When I was working there, that's how I got to meet Thierry Henry because I got to shuffle out the mascots, the ball kids, to walk with them, and I walk up to Henri and I was just like, "Hey, can I walk out with you?" Instead of this little kid that parent probably made sure
So you were
to put
holding
him
Harry
right there.
Henry's hand
So
like a nervous like 6-year-old.
no, didn't get to hold the hand. Oh my god, I would have never washed it. So
I was hoping you'd say yes.
I can just see you holding his hand walking down the street.
I would have been like, oh my god.
I've met him as well. He is the nicest man. So I can just like weirdly see him be like, okay, my little friend, I'm going to let you hold, I'm gonna hold your hand as we walk down this.
It would have been awesome.
And that's when E cut off his hand and put it in a museum.
One day, Yi. One day. It'll
One
happen.
day. But yeah, before we wrap, want to give a quick shout out to Footballer Fits. If you want to go on IG and see some dope fashion that mixes with footballers, you got some really cool styles to kind of rock with. So really, really well editorial style to see some of the different footballing fits. So I think we'll put a cap in it here. It is Dim Boys watching footy with Eric, PJ, and Waj. And yeah, we're going to sign off.
Cheers.
Bye bye.